Hello everybody, Isabella from Prior Time here, after acting on ready. And today we are looking at a monstrosity, I'm afraid, which is the English court gown in the first couple of decades of the 19th century. It's horrible. I was going to say it's horrible, but it's also a little bit fun. And since I had to make one as a commission for a friend, I thought, why not? There's the video on it as well, so it's going to be interesting. And let's start from the beginnings. Nothing really unusual at the moment. I'm just wearing a linen chemise, now stockings, and interestingly, nice knitted garters. Do check out the credits for the makers. So these were, fantastic. So that's already got on. Sorted. And I'm wearing long stays. These kind of stays would basically persevere after 30s and 40s with very little change in construction. And the kids started to get more sort of waist conscious in the 30s, 20s, 30s. But, you know, it was all fine in the Regency thinking, you know, the stays went out. No one needed them. So, fortunately, got all of us and less of small breast outside of not being in a stays. I'm definitely one of these. So longer stays that could elevate and separate the breast were definitely very much in, and they're really comfortable. Despite the wooden basque, like this one, they're nice and comfy bit of garments, so they just sort of smooth your torso without any waist reduction whatsoever. They have enough space for me to sit comfortably. And I made these for my upcoming book, The Regency and Romantic Dressmaker. So I'm pretty chuffed with these ones. So it's so far, so good, nothing different. Let's put a petticoat on. So nothing unusual. Now what starts to be different, as you can possibly get a glimpse from the side, is I think I'm lost. No, like looks. There's a gigantic hood lying next to us, and that's very much a 18th century relic. But because Queen Charlotte loved them, they were the requirement for court. You see, okay, I've done that without any help. My maid's alone again, shooting back. Just cameraman to the rescue. All done. So a little petticoat, half bodiced, so it doesn't create a lot of bulk. And let's have a look at these. You've seen them before. They are my 18th century panniers. They have been slightly adapted with the tapes inside. You see the tapes inside to change the volume slightly and make it a bit more elongated and more oblong. But apart from that, they didn't need any other changes apart from the shoulder straps. Because what happens, we have the neoclassical silhouette with higher waist, but, you know, hoops are waist size, so they don't really keep here on their own. And since Queen Charlotte was adamant that that's what you should wear in court, you have to adapt. So it's a high waist, but with panniers, which it's just a preposterous look. So let's put them on. And see how it works. They have been adapted slightly to my friend's measurement. I will need cameraman again to tie them up. So she is a little bit bigger than I am and a little bit shorter, but I think with enough pins I will be able to get it. Can be slightly higher, I suppose, but I can live with that. Like it's one of the most unattractive silhouettes in history, let's be honest. At least you can actually move your hands down. The bike shop first is tapes got undone, so I'm just going to just very quickly tie them up. That's good to add it in here. Well, I found it. Thank you, Lenny. So look, right, looks okay. It's just like a big clown outfit, isn't it? Oops. Right, next thing is a petticoat, which at that point was usually white. So again, cameraman, handmade stuff. I really need to think of another made. So again, petticoat is very much in the shape of 18th century, with side openings for pockets. And they were usually white, sometimes plain, sometimes decorated with white gauze and further ropes. This one just has some nice gold frills at the bottom. And obviously, because it has to stay up much higher, it has straps. For some very mysterious reasons, my friend has put off the straps, which I was not really aware of till this morning when I arrived. I knew they were dismantled, but I thought she included them. But I managed to find some 2 rounded ribbons, so makeshift for the waist. Let's put this one on. Right, I think it's looking more like a clown outfit than before. You just get it back, smooth it. Hal definitely need it too. I think tied front. Could you grab this one? It's pinned. It's pinned. It's supposed to be pinned to this end. So no. Technical break. No. And give you a bit more view of the silly thing. So this bit is silk taffeta. It's very, very thin, so it's mounted on some cotton. And it's already about 5-6 meters of silk into that. And it's really sacred. I mean, did please. Right, over that we have a drapery, and drapery could be made of different silks. Lots of fringing was used, lots of lace, lots of tulles. It could be symmetrical or asymmetrical. It really depended on what you wanted. So can I please have the drapery? The things of that unit. This hopefully should stay on its own. Some more that. So yes, otherwise a little bit more voluminous yet than I am, but let's see what we can do with it. Suppose we can unmanaf it instead. One under, one over, and a handy camera again in action. What you can see here is the pocket slits, which were very much a feature. This is just very, very modest decoration, but pocket slits could be decorated very lavishly and very obviously. So that's might racially affect fun. It's starting to look like a court gown, a very weird one, but still bad. And the weirdest thing is coming on now. There was the cameraman to pass me my polish with a tray. So this as a bodice with little sleeves. The construction is pretty typical of the era, which is linen lacing in front, which possibly will be too big for me. And attached to it is a very, very, very long train. The fabric here, when I was interested, or even some text, is silk lame, so basically silk woven with metallic thread. Back in the days, that metallic thread would be proper metal. Nowadays, obviously, it's not. Might be Needlework thread, I think. Otherwise, the cost would be prohibitive, really, and much heavier. But that was very much used in 18th and 19th century. Very, very posh. Darwin. And see how it works here. I'm being pointed out by the camera. Right, those are the little lacings in front. As you can see, they will be much too big for me, so I'm just going to tuck it away somewhere and pin it as a crossover fashion, which was actually another way of doing it. Please, yeah. And over that, there's a crossover bodice. A little placket. Okay, much too big for me. Yeah. So I will need to improvise. But you get the idea of what this can now. And that's the other side. Can't see where the thing is, but again, there'll be a pin job like this. Yeah. Much too big. B. Isn't that happening? Let me step it quickly now. You know? Look, as I can hear what you're saying, and the camera people will see what you're whispering maliciously there. So, please disregard. I know it's a bit low, it's really good as fix. Now, what goes on top is a sash. Big thing, ribbon. Was that? Yeah, it should help us a bit. Just going to play in the fabric here a little bit. The neck could fall right, but it's done. Yeah, those with less flexible arms, even though a guy. The 28 is longer. And hopefully that will sort of work. My God, it's just so huge. I'll get some photos of Eleanor wearing it, because obviously she did it much better than I have. So you watch her proper view. She also has a picture I had for that's my headband with big feathers. White or pale feathers were required at the time, especially for court presentation. Please see if I can put it on my ring slots. There we go. And gloves. I'm getting really tangled with the train. The train could be hooked up at the back for walking, as much as a walking can do in that. But it was a prescribed length and width as to what you'll be wearing. In French court gowns, which are much more graceful, to be honest, again, the train length was allocated, and the decoration of the train depended on your rank. So if you were a princess or a duchess, you would have only as much embroidery as the queen. If you're lesser than that, then that's... Well, I feel absolutely huge now. You know that you're empty.
What?
And make sure that I'm not keeping it to myself. Thank you.
Like,
I go. I will train. And it's not sure if you can see it because the camera doesn't have the angle wide enough. But there's so much you can do. I'm not unusual with. It's a lot bit. So yes, monstrous English court gowns. It's funny. Not too bad to wear actually. I suppose once the train is arranged in the back and it's not dragging behind you, it's quite a comfortable gown because, yeah, you have big hips, but you can sit normally. And I possibly have a chair behind me, Mr. Cameraman, so I can sit in it and have it while I've seen.
thank you.
Right, I can. Yeah, no problem. Possibly not the lazy put on the thing, but yeah, you're making a statement, so not too bad. Well, I hope you enjoy that. I'm not sure if I can get out now, but I'll try. And I'll try to get out of this and probably, not sure what's going to possibly offer it for sale. The client doesn't need it anymore. And I definitely don't need the gowns, because one I will do court events. So yeah, it might be a best sale. And the pattern, the details of how to make one, if you really needed to make one of your own. I mean, really. There's going to be in my new, hopefully out for Christmas. Hopefully. So thank you for watching. And see you soon.